when we discuss DNA, what exactly is DNA? DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, as I'm sure you have memorized at one point, one of your complex IKEA furniture instructions for who you are. So it's what makes me me, and it's what makes you you. Our four nitrogenous bases called adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, otherwise known as A, T, G, and C. And these are the bases that will be later translated into RNA and then protein. DNA barcoding is much like any barcode that you see in the store. So in this example, I am using an apple, and on your produce items that you buy, you may notice that there is that tiny little sticker that tells the cashier what to ring up, so the system knows what is being bought. So with that barcode at the cash register, that red light will capture that code and it will say, oh, okay, it's an apple. And DNA barcoding really does the same thing. So we will sequence a region of DNA, which I will draw out here. Regions of DNA that we look at are called genes, and they just encode for specific proteins. And as you can see, each region of DNA that I just arbitrarily drew um, encodes for a different organism. So cat, dog, and then let's say you. Think of as our little sticker that says what organism is what. And these regions that I just talked about are what are called the barcode region. When is this barcoding useful? Well, when we are researching an organism and we don't know what this thing is. Here is an example of a region of DNA. Let's say we are trying to figure out what species an organism is. The region that we are comparing has this sequence, and these first two match. So since they match, we can say they are the same species. So barcoding can be especially useful when we are looking at cryptic species, like I do when I study parasites, and that is supposed to be a bird, excuse my drawing skills, that may extract a parasite from an intestine, and I can't tell what it is by the way it looks. So it's kind of a game of guess who when just looking at its morphological features. Here I am looking at a barcode region for worms, and here you can see, they're the same. So I know what this worm is because its DNA told me, even though I couldn't tell by what it looked like. So you can think of that as an example of me using my little scanner, and I scanned it using DNA, and I figured out what it was. In review, we learned that DNA is your complicated IKEA instructions that make you who you are, as well as any other organism. And barcoding helps us figure out who is who in our world. Any living thing we can figure out based on its DNA barcode.